hear from Vicky, one of our lead foundation stage practitioners based at Old Basingstoke Village Nursery School. She is going to talk about how the key person can support children to self-regulate.
So we've got a setting-wide approach when it comes to our key person system, where we have teams that work with the children, which I think is obviously quite standard across different settings, but within those teams we have key worker pairs, so that every child has two familiar adults, and begins to build bonds with two familiar adults, which is really handy at a time when there is higher staff sickness perhaps, or changeover of staff. They've always got one person. And probably even more importantly, the parents know that there is always at least one person that they can talk to. We spend every settling in period, and that settling in period is for every child. It might be longer for some, it might be shorter for others, but we spend that settling in period really getting to know the bonds between the adults and the children before deciding who their key person is going to be. So that's based on who they naturally sort of gravitate towards. And obviously that's in an ideal world. Sometimes that doesn't work, or sometimes they've attached themselves to somebody, but we have to choose a second person that they maybe don't know so well, which puts the onus on the key person to really make sure they're getting to know those children. And what they do is they spend an awful lot of time building up a picture of that child in their whole world or their whole environment. We use pen pictures, which is something I've taken from when I was a teacher, and we would often use pen portraits or pen pictures for some of our SEN children. But we use that for all of the children here, and it means the staff physically begin to build up as like a spider diagram picture of every single aspect of that child's life. And it would be from conversations with the parents, settling in questionnaires, or it might even be just from the conversation with the child and the experiences. And I like that because it reveals information that you maybe wouldn't naturally know. So we often ask parents to send in a photograph of their family or where they live, which will reveal even deeper levels of information about the families, that perhaps they live in a flat, or they might live somewhere where they haven't got a garden, and that really helps us to build up a picture of what those children are used to in the rest of their lives, and then how we can give them experiences at nursery school that will help them with their overall development.
As Vicky said, it is all about getting to know the children and their families really well to build a connection and relationship. And this is done by being predictable, reliable, regulated and connected to support our children. So, when their storm meets our calm, co-regulation occurs.